Hello, welcome back. Thank you for being here. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. For a fact that most Bajans love a sweetbread. If you have a sweetbread in the morning and you just have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, it's like perfect. So let's make some sweetbread today, Bajan style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add to my 6 cups of flour 2 tablespoons of baking powder. This flour is already sieved. I already sieved that. So I'm adding 2.5. Get it here. 2.5 tablespoons. I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Make sure everything is in there. And let that sit there for a few minutes. So now guys, let's start to assemble our bread. I'm going to get started by adding my sugar. And I have here my coconut oil. Remember back then they didn't use coconut oil, as I said, they used lard. But I'm using coconut oil because I want to make it a little bit healthier. So I'm adding my coconut oil in here to my sugar. I have here some butter. I'm going to use the same spoon. I add my butter in there. And before I add anything else, I'm just going to beat this up a little bit. Bring this all together before I add anything else to it. Okay, so to this sugar that I have in butter right here, I am going to add my coconut. Add your coconut, mix it in well. Just gotta make sure you mix everything nice and well. We're gonna use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, it's almost empty. That's okay because I have more, but I don't need any more. It's just 1 is good. And I'm going to use half a teaspoon of almond essence. I like the almond flavor. Normally people use also mixed essence. I don't have mixed essence, so we're not going to use that. We don't really need it though. And just keep mixing. Now I have 2 eggs. I'm going to break my eggs. I'll put my eggs in here. So let me go ahead and break my eggs. And put my eggs in there. Clean my hands. Get rid of some of my stuff. And then mix this up. And this is the beginning of sweetbread, guys. It's not that hard. Now, I will be adding in here 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Just 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Put that in there. And I will be using, I don't have allspice. I'm going to use some cinnamon. Oh, cinnamon smells good. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And that's that. And I will mix this up. We're making coconut sweetbread, guys. I hope you guys are hungry. This is good. I am going to add my half a cup of, this is carnation milk I have in here. Half a cup of that. Mix that in. And I have in here 1 cup of coconut milk. This is the coconut milk from the coconut that I grated. I'm gonna add that in there. Mix everything up nicely. I'm going to add my fruit. This is my 1/2 cup of mixed fruit. And I have here 1/2 cup of raisins. I love my fruits. And of course, 1/2 cup of cherries. Mix that all up well. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that looks good. And now I am going to put in a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I have my mixture here all mixed up. As you can see, I put everything in here and I mixed it up. So this is my mixture here, okay? So now I have my flour over here. The only thing I have in my flour is my baking powder. And I mixed that up. Wow, I did mix that up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start adding this to my mixture. So first I'm gonna start with 1 cup of flour and add that in here and then mix that in well. See, mix that in well. So now I'm gonna put another cup in here. Just mix it in, just the same way, just mix it in well. They put it out like that, and then they start to knead the bread. So this is where we use our hands. My hands is already clean, I already washed my hands already. So this is where now I knead my bread. So of course I need more flour to this. So I will put 1 more cup of flour. I think 1 more cup would be enough. And I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of that. So this needs some more flour. So I would put some more flour to that. That might be enough there. Yep. And then what you do is make sure you get your pans together. But I'm going to set this aside and show you what I'm going to do next. See guys? That's it. That's your Bajan sweet bread. Beat it up, give it a little beating. And then I'm going to cut it in 3. And that'll give me about 3 breads. Yep. So from this dough that I have here, this will probably give me like about 3 breads. This will probably give me about 3 breads. But before I put this bread in the pan, let me show you what I'm going to do next. Alright. Okay, you gotta grease your pans, guys. And I have some olive oil here. Just gently spray my pans, because I'm gonna use 3 pans. Now I take a little bit of this leftover flour here that I have, and just throw a little bit of flour in there. And just shake it around. Make sure that the flour goes all over the pan. Okay, so now I have this coconut here. This is gonna go into the center of the bread. I'm gonna add to that 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, I'm gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Yep, see, I told you I have more vanilla. We're gonna use some almond. I'm gonna use how much is this? A quarter teaspoon of almond. Come on up. There we go. And I'm gonna use 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, now I'm gonna mix that all up. Now guys, I'm gonna mix this all up well together. With all those cinnamons in there, it should be good. And this goes in the center of the bread. So now let's start putting it in our bread. So now I'm gonna go ahead now. I put 2 of the bread over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and knead this. And then what you do is you're gonna flatten it out like that. In that shape like that, you just flatten it out like that, guys. And then take your coconut and then put the coconut in the center, right? So remember, this coconut have to divide into 3, so you make sure you be careful and don't put too much in one and then run out for the next one. So that's about it for this one. So when you slice your bread, you have a little bit of coconut in the center, and then you're gonna roll it like a log. And how you roll a log, guys? You're gonna roll it like a log. And sometimes that happens, that's okay. And you pinch your edges to make sure it stays in there. And guys, that's your sweet bread. So now I'm going to take my pan and I'm going to put this in my pan like that. And that's one bread there. I'm going to take another bread and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with that one. Stretch it out like that. Then take your coconut, spread it out in the center. And as you see with the other one, just now let it stay more to the center instead of to the end. And then you roll your log. There you go. And then pinch your edges. We want everything to stay inside, so just pinch those edges. There we go. There we go. And get another pan and put it inside of the pan like that. And that's 2 down. And we do our last one. and we're just gonna repeat what we just did. I'm gonna put these now in the oven for about 45 minutes. Then I'm gonna take them out and check them, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get some sugar water and baste the top of them and then put it back in the oven. So let me go ahead and put them in the oven right now, and in 45 minutes when I'm about to baste them, I will come back and let you see. I just took the bread out of the oven, but let me show you, there's a couple of things here. I forgot while the camera was on to put some cherries, and this is just a decoration really, to put some cherries on the top, which I did. But one thing we always do is score the bread like this before you put it in the oven. I forgot to do that too, so you can, I mean, you don't have to, it's just a decoration thing, but that's what I did. So I'm gonna check the bread to see if it's cooked on the inside, and it came out clean, so it's cooked. So what I'm gonna do real quick is just put a little bit of sugar. This is sugar water that I have here, and I'm just gonna put a little sugar water on the top just to give it a gloss. You see, I kind of put that on late, so it's falling off. But you don't have to put that on. I was just trying to decorate and make it look pretty for you. I'm gonna put these back in the oven. I'll take them out of the pan and I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'll come back and I'll cut them for you, okay? Bajan sweet bread. Our coconut Bajan sweet bread has finally finished and it's out of the oven. They're already cool, so I'm gonna be able to slice a piece so that you see how the inside of the bread look. But guys, it's a pretty simple recipe, and I think sometimes a lot of people can do it, they're just afraid that they may mess it up, so they don't try to do it. You see how I just kind of put everything together, and then you just put your flour in there and you knead it? Well, that's how you make sweetbread, guys. And I hope you but first let me cut one so you can see what the inside look like. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, it looks so good. You see that crust on the outside, but look, the inside is nice and moist. Let me slice it again. And I already have I made myself a cup of Milo. You see that, guy? Look, you have the coconut on the inside, you have your fruits there, and it's nice and moist, and you have that nice hard crust on the outside. So let me try my coconut sweet bread, and I'll tell you the way it tastes. And this is how I like my bread, nice and firm. Okay, so let's try it. Now that is good. This is exactly how I like it. I like it to be nice, and tough like. I don't like it too soft and crumbly. But you can adjust it to your liking. You have your sweet bread and your cup of coffee or tea. I have my Milo. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you guys can get some ingredients and make yourself a sweetbread. And if you do, please comment and let me know how yours came out. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.